really good article in the Sunday Telegraph on the 18th of October. Our union with Scotland is dying and we seem powerless to stop it. Well, that's a negative headline, a bit of a clickbait headline, but it's the points that he made which are absolutely correct. And he points out that the poles can shift, and he points out that progressive devolvement of power, far from making things better, as it was supposed to, has only made them worse. Well, we know that. And he talks about those people perhaps in the rest of the United Kingdom who are very blasé about this. He says, I don't buy the argument that it doesn't matter, that the union has run its course and must now give way to a different order. A lot of things begin to unravel once the union goes. And goodness me, he's right. We wrote an article on this, 21 reasons. No, we didn't write an article. We gave a speech, 21 reasons why the English should care about Scotland separating. And we'll put that up there in the link. And goodness me, we showed how quickly things will unravel. And he uses just a couple of examples here. He says, what ongoing justification would there be for a continued presence on the UN Security Council, or the voting power and influence it enjoys with other multilateral organizations such as WTO and IMF? Would the maintenance of a professional standing army or independent nuclear deterrent even be viable if it was just England alone? And he's right. Well, to answer his question, it's not viable, because we have also pointed out that the British Unionism is the founding philosophy of the United Kingdom. And we did write an article on that, and we listed 10 points of how it is the founding philosophy of the United Kingdom. British Unionism is the founding philosophy of the United Kingdom. And so many people don't realize that. They think that if Scotland broke away, that somehow there's going to be a United Kingdom between England, Wales, and Northern Ireland. No, there's not. All of these places will immediately fall away, and you will have 4 separate countries, and the United Kingdom will have gone to hell in a handbasket. So the union is, and particularly the Scotland-England Union, is the founding philosophy of the United Kingdom. And since then, of course, we've had the Irish Union as well on top of that. And Wales and England have always been joined in some way since going right back to the Tudor times, if not before. So yeah, the union is the founding philosophy of the United Kingdom. And so one of the ways of rebirthing it is for that position to begin to be articulated, a position which has been hitherto unheard of, except from our think tank here in Glasgow, A Force for Good. So we wrote to Mr. Warner, who was the person here, and we sent him a copy of our wee book, which is a tremendous little thing. It's only £5. You can get that from our shop. We sent him a copy of this, which is a great wee story about the union. And we also sent him a copy of our magazine Union Heart, which has in the center pages what I've just been talking about, the British Union, and how it is the ideology underpinning Britain. So we sent this to him. If anybody wants this, by the way, if you become a union supporter, donating a small amount each month, then we'll put you on the mailing list for our Union Heart, and we'll also automatically send you all the back issues as well. There's the link up there to become a monthly union supporter. So we wrote to Mr. Warner and we said, you make some good points and I'm bringing our organisation to your attention. We are Scotland's premier pro-union campaign group and think tank. We're non-party and we were established in 2012. As you imply at the end of your article, the breakup of the Union would be the death of the United Kingdom. The notion that England, Wales and Northern Ireland could continue as some sort of remaining quote-unquote United Kingdom is simply not a viable proposition. Yet it seems to us that our politicians don't grasp that obvious fact. This is about the very survival of the country that we know today as the United Kingdom. Maybe when politicians wake up to this fact, then things might change. And then we went on pointing him to some of our material out there, including our latest article, which is that Holyrood does not have a mandate for a second independence referendum. And even if it won a majority of seats, that would not give it a mandate for a second referendum, because that mandate, our mandate for unity, is held at the British Parliament level. And so it is at that level that engages all of the four corners of the United Kingdom. And it is at that level, it is seeking a mandate at that level that the separatists will have to attempt. And that's a much harder thing for them to do, because it requires them to stand as abstentionists. And, you know, articulating this sort of thing needs somebody that's strong enough to do it. You can't just have some guy blustering away about it. You need to know what you're talking about on these matters. And we have to pray that someone will arise in the political world, and we will do our best to teach them about these things as well. And that's, you can see our article, Holyrood, no mandate for Indy. That's the first article that's up at the top of our website at this moment. We'll put up the link to that